Hi, everybody. My name is Eric Beavers. You've probably seen some of our YouTube videos on for Great Western Building Systems, and you might be wondering, "Hey, what is this? What am I looking at?" A while back, we were doing some customer interviews, doing podcast style uh, discussions about their buildings, and what we found was the format was a little bit wrong. Um, so we went back to the drawing board, and what we've decided to do is do a weekly show that will be uploaded to YouTube, and we're going to discuss various topics. I think right now I'm calling the the YouTube video channel or whatever the Steel Building Show. We'll see we'll see how that goes. But first, if you've been to our YouTube channel before, obviously you know me. I do a lot of video content. If you're new to this, Great Western Building Systems, the company that I own, makes pre-engineered metal buildings, and that's what we're going to be talking about. The people that are joining me here work for the company, and I'll let you guys introduce yourself. But Jared and Aaron are my co-hosts. That's kind of the way we're setting it up. And Justin is the guy that's always behind the camera. So we brought him in on this just to help us out. Of course, he's producing, editing, and we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him keeping keeping this thing going. So, anyways, I'll let you guys introduce yourselves.
So, as Eric said, my name is Jared Miller. I've been working in the steel building industry for just over 20 years now. I've worked with many different companies, many different clients. I've worked on everything from dairy farms, large manufacturing facilities, large commercial hangars, private hangars, barn doors, retrofits, restaurants, schools, riding arenas, churches, military structures, marinas, and most recently wedding venues and wolf sanctuaries. So, I've pretty much done it all in regards to that. Worked with Eric. I've known Eric for over 10 years now, and we've been working together, obviously successfully with GWB for, since its inception.
2016, right?
Yeah, 2016. It's been a good time, man. Been a great time.
All right. So hold on, Aaron. So anybody that doesn't know, Jared is our chief detailer, or that's at least what we call him. He's right. We've been working together since 2012, maybe.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's what I call the guru of detailing metal building systems, right? He's the best. And I mean, the reason why you're joining us here or co-hosting this is because of the discussions that Jared and I always have, right? We'll go do deep dives just on the phone talking about wild stuff and kind of metal building theory, we could call it.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you being here. And I mean, obviously you're going to add a lot, but you are kind of the authority when it comes to metal building detailing. Sorry, I cut you off, Aaron. Go.
Oh, that's all good. My name's Aaron Cowdy. I've been with Great Western Building since August of 2023. I have a pretty extensive background putting up metal buildings, being able to read plans. I started putting up metal buildings and I don't know, when I was 16. My grandfather owned a company. My father owned a company. So I've kind of just been doing it since I was a kid.
They own steel building companies, erection companies, right?
Correct. But yeah, I mean, I've done lots of different jobs, but I love steel buildings, and that's why I'm wanting to be on this podcast.
Right on.
About them.
Well, so Aaron, when you first got hired, you actually got hired. Sorry, I'll try to turn this off. You came in as our customer service person because we were looking for a customer service agent that could understand the metal building system, right? Like we can hire customer service people. They pick up the phone and customers saying like, "Hey, I think this part is wrong," or "I don't understand this." And if you've not erected a metal building or been in the field, you're not gonna, you're really not going to be able to help out, right? I mean, claims is one thing, but really helping out. And then I started to get to know Aaron, and we went out on a couple of projects together, and then we did the building in Floresta. And when we talk about skill of erector, Aaron's absolutely one of the best that I've worked for or worked with. And it kind of goes down to your pedigree of, kind of being in the family business, erecting metal buildings, and your trim work is what's really impressive. Which is
took a long time
right.
to be able to get to that skill level.
Right. And you did do the Doghouse video for us.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I think
that was a fun
out in the yard. We don't know what we're going to do with it.
Hey, I show customers when they come in sometimes, they'll be like, well, how do you attach the gutter and the rake? Like, oh, dude, come with me.
Right here, come check this metal building out that we have. It's kind of like the one that we have there at the office in Denver, except better.
Just better.
It actually gets that video gets watched quite a bit. The Doghouse video. And I know that our salespeople on the floor, they've mentioned several times that they've used that video to talk to people and explain things that were, kind of needed a diagram, an extra push to say, hey, this is actually how it works, as opposed to, trying to just blindly explain it through on the phone, which is, I imagine without any sort of visualization at all, is pretty rough.
Right.
So thanks, Aaron.
Yep.
Good job, Aaron.
It was a fun project.
Right. Hey, Jared Miller drafted it.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It was fun.
Went together so well.
Rafters.
Right.
That's right.
We could change the name of this episode to Doghouse Video Crew.
What I do like about the one in Denver, though, is that it's scaled more correctly. Right.
Yeah.
So this little Doghouse out there has 8-inch purlins and 8-inch bypass girts and full size trim. And the one that's in the office here has like these little mini, probably 4-inch girts or something like that. It looks a lot better. And then, okay. Anyways, moving on. Right. Let's, keep this going. So I put together a little, I don't know, outline for this, for this introduction episode. And this is kind of like a shakedown, right? So if you're watching this, we're not really going to be talking about a lot of metal building topics. That way we can answer any questions and stuff. So really we're just making sure that our systems and stuff work here today. Obviously we're not live. That's because we want Justin to be able to edit out all of our swear words and our awkward silences and looking around. But anyways, the show is really for anybody that's interested in metal buildings, right? Customers, obviously. We're really not tailoring this as a advertising arm of Great Western. Of course, we want to sell more buildings, but really it's there to get more information out about the metal building systems. And we will be, using Great Western building systems as kind of the standard, right? When we're talking about, design and assembly and stuff like that. But metal buildings, for the most part, are metal buildings. There is some, I don't know, Jared, right? Or Aaron, you too. I mean, there's a lot of different metal buildings out there.
There are.
Fundamentally, they're the same, at least the primary structural system. But I mean, there's a lot of buildings out there with bolted clips and bolted frames. Well, some real screwball stuff.
Mm-hmm. There are. Yep.
Various buildings out there.
So that's what I was telling about everybody earlier before we began recording. So I, my experiences in pointing cameras and stuff. I'm just a camera geek. So I've learned a lot over the past 7 years of pointing, from pointing cameras at you guys. But you're still going to need to explain like I'm 5, which is probably pretty valuable for these types of discussions. I'm sure a lot of people are tuning in who probably are in the same boat I'm in that need a little bit of extra explanation. So feel free to talk down to me if it gets the point across. I think that's pretty valuable at this point.
Oh, we'll call you.
We're going to use this for education.
We're going to call you names, embarrassing.
Nice.
You don't know what you're talking. Actually, I mean, Justin, you've been on enough job sites during construction. I'm pretty sure, right? We could qualify you in a couple of hours as an AISC certified, AC 473 erector or whatever.
Yep.
So, and also, I really hope that we get some participation here and in the Discord channel from professional erectors, guys like Aaron, and maybe even detailers, guys like Jared,
absolutely,
that work for other companies or work for themselves, and they can jump in when we're either saying something wrong. Everybody's got an opinion about everything, particularly trim, particularly plumbing buildings, or not plumbing like plumbing, but squaring and erecting. So, really, I hope that we get some new ideas, some fresh thoughts from other people rather than just hearing how we do it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And
absolutely.
So
I think that's one of the things that separates Great Western is that from other metal building companies is that we are looking for fresh ideas. We are looking for what can we do different that the industry has done for 50 years and has made no progress on, that are complaints. We love that positive feedback here. And Eric has been great with implementing a lot of those changes. Hey, we found out that this is a problem. We're not going to use that anymore. Let's do this. So that's been a really great experience. And I think it's one of the key things that does set GWB above everybody else is that. A lot of other companies that I've worked for or worked with, sometimes they're very apprehensive to change. We've always done it this way. We've never heard this. So,
point is buy a building from Great Western.
Right.
We're top of the line. Right? There we go.
Insert commercial jig here.
I would agree with Jared. I mean, I've put up lots of buildings. My uncle puts up your buildings now, and they just love the way they go together. The details that are put into it, easy to read. It's a nice building to put together.
It is. The shop has come a long way, and we can talk about this in a future episode. Quality control in the shop. I mean, it's always a fine line, right? Like, we want to hold to production schedules, keep our costs, within reason. So we can stay competitive, So there is Jared, we work on the 1% rule, 1% error rate, industry, MBMA error rate is 3 to 5%. I think that's, considering our clientele, I think that's asking for a lot. If it's guys like Aaron out there or Seth or Zach and Jeremy at Mountain State, some of these other erectors that we know, hey, they can, I've seen them putting up buildings from companies that will not be named, where they're basically redetailing and refabricating a building out there. But so some people can get away with more, but it is nice to see the shop really. So sometimes I see these things and I see some of the buildings that these guys are doing, that customers are doing, and they're like, everything just fit together. We didn't have one single error. And that's great, especially coming from a professional erector, right? Customers, they never, first time builders, never really know, was this correct or did I just make it work? But it's good when it comes from professionals. You were talking about like the industry, Jared, like, you and I have joked about this since we met. Why do we do it this way? Why is it done like this? The answer is, well, it's the metal building industry. We do it that way because it's the way it's always been done.
That's right.
And it just makes sense, right? Johnny Schulte came up with it and Butler and Blue Scope came up with it way back in the 50s or 60s. Yep. And therefore it's baked in, right? I mean, it's baked into the softwares. It's baked, even the engineers have it baked into their head. We're like, wait, we could do this better. Like, let's do it like this. They're like, no.
Yep.
Why not? Because we do it this way.
That's right.
Why do we do it this way? Because we always have.
That's it. Like I said, and that's the cool thing is that we get to, challenge some of that. We get to challenge some of that and change it and kind of make it our own. And let's do something better.
Like our little snow rake thing that we came up with. That was cool.
Yes.
We've come up with a few clever things, like putting on the detail on the drawings where we can for cable bracing on flush end walls. Yeah. That was clutch. I wish people use that more often. Mm-hmm. We can have an episode about that. All right, so we're starting to drag. Anyways, moving on. What will we be discussing on the show? Well, obviously erection, not that kind. But tricks and how-dos and how-to-dos, I would say, and that's really where Aaron comes in. He's got a lot of quick, easy solutions to things that I've struggled with. Right?
I do.
I
do know a lot of stuff, I guess, but I mean, that's what I love about metal buildings is there's always something that each one is different. Something happens that concrete could be off or the anchor bolts are in the wrong spot or whatever it may be, the detail there. whatever you got, you know?
Yeah, how to fix that in the field easy. Um, troubleshooting problems. We're going to be, have some episodes on that. Hopefully, a lot of that stuff comes from uh, questions that get submitted to us. And then, of course, one thing that I'm really interested in doing a lot of on this is the general construction stuff, foundations, laying out anchor bolts, stuff that's not really related to a pre-engineered metal building, but for our customers, understanding, grading, site plans, the other things that go into putting up a pre-engineered metal building, particularly like in a commercial setting. Let's see, I'm just going through my list here. So, everyone's favorite, pricing.
Yeah.
That might be a good topic for like one of our first few of these episodes.
Yeah,
Especially
that's
with
the most request.
Yeah, I mean, especially with what the CRU is doing, how that's reacting to the tariff situation. But I mean, honestly, fluctuating pricing is never easy to deal with, but man, it could be so much worse. This is nothing compared to 2021, 2022, where it was a nightmare. And part of it, I think maybe weekly, we could do like a steel price or a market update, right? What's going on in CRU, where everybody's at, the big mills, what they're doing, EWB specific information, like our current lead times, right? So that stuff so customers have access to that, much more often than going back and seeing like pricing, right? You go back to the video that we did on metal building pricing back in 2019, maybe, right? That is dated. I've been thinking about maybe pulling that video down. But there's so much other good information in there other than what, the metal building prices were at the time.
I can re-edit.
Yeah.
Don't know what to pull out.
Right.
It's easy to do.
We could do it like, where you see like a video where it's like, so, a 40 by 60, 14 foot tall, with a 2-on-12 pitch going, pretty much anywhere in the country should cost. And then and then a voice edit, $17 a square foot.
Yeah, $17 a square foot. Just
Right.
randomly make it like a British chick, coming in there.
Yeah, Siri voice,
Right.
That's right. That's
obvious robot voice.
All right. And then the schedule here, right? So we're going to be looking at, I think right now we just try for every Wednesday. I don't know. That seems to
Yeah.
work. Hopefully it works with Aaron's schedule.
Yeah.
We talked about what your background was, but Aaron actually, is our loading manager, right? So he's what we call the yard manager, right? So he's in charge of all the guys loading the trucks, all of the equipment out there, staging. But he works directly with Ron, on all of that. And sometimes things get pretty hectic out there. So hopefully we can pull you away for an hour a week. Show will be about an hour long. And I was thinking the first 30 minutes will stay dedicated to whatever topic that we're, trying to discuss. And then hopefully we'll have questions and stuff like that from people, that we can answer. Actually, Justin, let's take a break.
Yeah, sounds good.
You got a second for a break? Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I do. We're going to pause.
Oh,
All right, we're back.
and we're back. Okay. I just lost my train of thought. Where were we? Okay. So we needed to take a break. I wanted another coffee.
Talking about how to contact us and stuff like that.
But yeah, we need a contact email.
We do need a contact email. Contact
we
at
should-
GW Buildings is already used.
I was going to say questions. You could do questions at GW Buildings.
Questions would be good. Or maybe the Steel Building Show at gwbuildings.com.
Yeah,
or,
that'd be good too.
right. I don't know if people will remember that. Of course, we have the Discord channel too now. So if man, and I really hope that gets used where there's a whole community of people, like especially erectors, right, Aaron?
Yeah, that would be great.
If a customer joins the Discord, there's like a general discussion, there's foundation discussions, all these different threads. And where instead of relying on, our customer service or something, somebody can jump in the Discord and have a community that can say, like, I ran into that same problem with my anchor bolts. Here's how I fixed it. Or a professional erector, hey, dude, cut those things off.
Yeah.
Hey, you're drilling.
Get out the torch, dude.
Right.
Drill, baby, drill.
Right. Email.
What's the Discord? Is the Discord going to be? Are we going to have a separate Discord for the for our show?
No, just the company Discord.
No, just
Yeah,
just regular. Cool.
And,
Yeah.
and actually, when you edit this, you can show where the Discord link is on the website. All right. So it's on, I think it's on every page, definitely on the homepage, all the way down at the bottom next to contact us.
It is very bottom on the right.
Yep. And
it says join Discord.
And of course, comment on the YouTube video too, right? Or on the latest episode.
Yeah. Could you put a link for the Discord on the YouTube video too, as well, right?
100%. We should put Discord links on all of the old videos as well, if we can.
It's in my email signature.
Nice.
It is.
I got to fix mine.
Thanks to Braden Carlson for setting that up too. Right.
Actually, every time you click on the website, if you go to our company website and you go to the Discord link, when you click on it, it says you've been invited by Braden Carlson. It's pretty funny.
That's because I didn't know how to set it up. Oh, and if anybody's watched this, I don't know if we're going to be able to get the names off of this, but there's 2 Eric Beavers this year. The other Eric Beavers that's not talking right now is actually Justin Larwick.
Or is it?
Mr. Poopy Pants. Okay. Oh, and then we are going to have special guests sometimes.
That'll be cool.
Definitely some customers. I know Tim Docter is coming in here. He's actually flying to Colorado. Him and his wife, they're going on a little bit of a trip, and he said, hey, while I'm there, I'm going to come by. He wants to see the shop, see the factory. He's getting ready to, I think he already poured his slab inside of his building. This building was built years ago. It's awesome. He did it all by himself with help from friends. Huge building, complicated. Justin, we were there. We shot the video. Yeah. So, hey, go check
Tim's
out.
Awesome.
Yeah. And he's got a YouTube channel where he repairs cars and talks about life and stuff. So shout out to Tim.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got some cool videos as well. Like if you dig into what he's got there, yeah, he's a good source of content, and he's a great dude, just genuinely a good person.
Yep, he does a lot of shorts too. Like, hey, I don't know what he calls people. He's like, he's got like some busted old car in there, and he's like, we're gonna fix the transmission on this. Pretty cool. And then other GWB employees, I want to get Dakota in here for a couple of discussions, especially if we're talking about, QC accuracy, welding standards, stuff like that. He's a really good guy.
Yeah, he definitely is. He'd be good one to understand the fabrication of the beams and all that stuff. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And maybe some general contractors if we're talking about, foundation stuff like that, or concrete guys. So wait, we still haven't figured out the contact email.
Well, I like the steel
building
building
show.
show.
The show.
Yeah, doesn't the steel building show sound a little bit? What am I thinking here? Like not self-serving, but a little bit more like, I don't know, kind of embarrassing, right? Like, oh, we're on TV.
Well, it's better than like the Erection show.
That's true. Yes.
What's wrong with that name? I think that name's great.
Well, should it be the metal building show or the steel building show?
The metal building might be better.
I used to hate metal building as a word, right? Because, steel is, we don't make metal buildings. We make steel buildings, right? Pre-engineered 3-plate, I-beam, low carbon steel buildings.
Right. We're not making it out of aluminum or tin. Yeah.
But now, I almost always use the word metal building, right? Because I'm lazy. That's why I call Gertz purlins, because I'm lazy.
Yeah.
That's why everybody calls C channel cold form, and it's all cold form.
Right.
Yeah.
So funny enough, there's no metal building show or steel building show that exists. I mean, not in the very short Google search that I just did. So I mean, both are available.
Okay.
Well, like I was talking to Eric about it last night. I mean, when I was putting these buildings up, if I saw a show like this, I'd be all over it watching it. Just especially if you get other people, in it and troubleshoot problems that you run into.
We've had the Metal Buildings podcast.
Is there?
Ew.
Metal Minutes.
They took my idea.
Called Metal Minutes.
Justin
can't use that name. I think the
we can still hear you.
The internet's doing some funny stuff right now. It's okay because actually something I wanted to bring up with you guys, the service that we're using to record these, when we're all done, I want you all to wait a little bit before you close your browser. And I'll talk to you, later about why. And the other thing is, if it drops out or your connection's bad or whatever during these podcasts, don't worry. It's recording it onto your computer and uploading it afterwards.
Right.
So you're not actually cutting out. You just feel frozen, or someone else looks frozen, or there's a funny audio problem. Ignore it. It's all fine.
It's fine and dandy. Okay, so steel building show or metal building show?
I like
Metal.
Yeah. I think metal's probably the way to go.
And I'm really leaning towards overruling you guys on this one.
I know.
We'll
I know
do
you
it.
are. That's
I think you want to.
that's why I said what I did, because
so you could chop us down.
that's it.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with checking to see if it's already been used, or checking to see which keyword gets used more.
Or steel erection show. There you go.
Steel erection show.
All right, the metal building show it is. Oh man, I wonder if we can get rights to that song "Heavy Metal." Who did that? You know the one I'm talking about?
Another good one that I thought of too is like if we had a segment,
"Taking a Ride" by Don Felder.
Right.
That would be a good intro.
All right, give me a list of songs we should hunt down. I'll see if I can get rights.
All right, "Taking a Ride" by Don Felder.
The other nice thing about the platform that we're using, this is a fantastic tool for what we're doing. We can actually add intros, like little video intro or audio intro to the beginning. That's going to play every time when we start, and then it'll close out as well. And we can even add, not that we would, but other people, they have their advertisements, whatever, plays throughout the show that way as well.
Okay.
We can also share our screens. I don't know if you've explored that at all, but
yeah, I have. I thought about it, but what I was thinking is when the shows that are live, what we'll do, we'll leave them live, we'll leave them up, but we're going to be talking about some things where I think some graphical stuff where we'll be able to understand it just off the top of our heads, but where a graphic would really help out, or a picture or a video or whatever. When that's necessary, Justin, I'd like for you to edit the video, and then we can pull the live one down off of YouTube and re-upload the edit, right? So that way there's better information in the future.
Well, the other thing is, if I'm already on the channel, there's nothing wrong with saying, "Hey, Justin, can you Google that real quick? Can we get a visual of that?" And I can pull up a picture from Google reference.
We can treat you like Jamie from the Joe Rogan show.
Yeah, basically.
Justin, pull that up. Find that video.
Yeah. Okay.
What's that?
Yeah.
Super easy.
Okay, so the Discord channel. We'll put the link in the description of the videos. Of course, it's available on the website. Also, if you want to be notified of the show going live, you have to subscribe, and there's a notification bell that you hit. I sound like a YouTuber, like hit the notification bell and smash the like button. But if you do that, you get an update. And what we're thinking about the same time that we're doing this, which is Wednesday, it was 10 a.m. Colorado time, 11 a.m. Central.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And okay, so special guests, GWP employees, customers, GCs, maybe some other people. Well, I think that's it. But what are we going to make our the first real episode about? What's the topic? Let's not do pricing first.
I've got some suggestions. So the last video that I shot with a really great customer out of Idaho. Guy was so nice. It was great to be out there. But he had a lot of really good feedback for me. He put up his building entirely by himself with his father, who's a little older, and his very young son. And so it's taken him longer than most people's builds, but he had kind of like a lot of trial and error. And that was really helpful when I asked, what kind of content do you want to see? And one of the things he said is that he wants more focus, because, he built everything using our tutorials and our educational material. He had no experience otherwise, and didn't go anywhere else to get any more experience. He just used our education, which was really, really cool.
That is awesome. Shout out. Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, you just released
That's Dimitri.
Yeah, really cool guy. I saw his video.
Yeah, Dimitri is awesome, man. He's so cool.
He really said his dad was actually like the supervisor because he couldn't like 70 or something, right? Yeah.
Yeah, his dad's a little older. He had some great stuff to say. And one of the things he actually told me is that, I asked him, what kind of content can I make that's going to help you in the future? Not just you, but other people exactly like you. You are you are the exact person I need to ask. And he said, that he wanted to see content that went through the steps of the erection process, one by one, by like every single step, not in great detail, but to just kind of expose a generalized understanding of which things go up in which order. Because he felt like, although that content was there, it wasn't really as deep as he wanted it to be, but he still wanted it kind of shallow. He didn't want it to be like overwhelming. So yeah, thanks, Dimitri. That was, if you're watching, that was really good.
No, I think that's
appreciate you breaking that down for me, like what you wanted out of that. So yeah, I think that we could probably do that here. That sounds like a pretty valuable thing to go through, just a breakdown of which things happened first in the erection process and which comes next.
Well, shout out to Dimitri. That's a good one.
Yeah. Dimitri was great, dude. I was so impressed with this building. He's done it almost all by himself. I mean, truly, it's pretty impressive. He's gonna have a
good looking building.
Yeah.
It is a good looking building. Yeah,
I'm super
looking
jealous.
at it right now.
A wonderful.
I looked it up.
It's gonna be really nice.
I never felt like when we first were able to get black, I was like, oh, man, I don't know. And now I see it on buildings, especially when it's like such a man color, right? That and charcoal gray. It's like, I want charcoal gray walls, black roof, black trim. It looks so good.
Burnished slate.
Yeah, burnished slate. I used to think that like the colony green color was like terrible.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Why is this even available? And Aztec gold, which actually is no longer available. Nobody was buying it, but I had a customer build a building, colony green walls, Aztec gold trims. And man, I tried to talk him out of it. I was like, hey, when it's done, I'm not replacing these panels in this trim. Right. And I went out there, man, he lives in Black Forest, Colorado. I went out to see him. We didn't do a video or anything. I just went out there and it looked so good. It was like, man, the colony green is not as terrible as you would think.
No, it's not bad.
Yeah.
But just looking at it on the ground, you're like,
Aztec gold is as bad as you would think it is, but it looked good with the colony green. Cool. Yeah. Great suggestion. And man, great building, Dimitri. Very cool. Thank you for letting us come out there and do that. If you're watching this, shout out to you. But honestly though, I mean, heck, Aaron, we can break the sequence down right now.
right. Well, I was just thinking of like, a building shakeout, right?
Yep.
Laying out your entire building, columns, girts, have right built.
I think in the erection manual, it's got a good kind of visual of that too.
It does, yeah.
What that looks like and the process.
It does, but in my experience, unless it's a giant building, shaking a building out and trying to move stuff and stage it, that stuff always seems to get in the way when you're trying to do something, right? Like, okay, cool, we got our girts down here for the thing, and then we're bringing over a column or a rafter, and it's like, oh crap, we got to move all those girts because we got to get the machine in here, or we weren't thinking about something.
Right. I mean, it just depends on the size of building, and an erection crew. That's what you do, so you can have, like Dimitri. That's probably not going to help, our regular DIY, them just doing it themselves. But,
Right. Yeah. I guess if you have a large erection crew and you have, different teams working on different parts of the building, kind of like the Faith Heights Church that you were shooting, Justin, where they had, a large erection crew. I mean, man, they smashed that giant, complicated building out so fast.
I can't wait to go back.
They didn't lay out anything, man.
Anything.
Remember, I mean, man, we came into the job site, like, it was like pickup sticks out there with all the frames, and they're just like reaching in, grabbing whatever, shit's falling all over the place. And I'm like, oh my gosh, man, Aaron's like,
bent up like that.
Aaron's like, man, I would have been fired so fast if I was on a job doing that. They did a nice job. They got it done. Didn't seem to slow.
As long as it looks good in the end,
Yeah. So, anyways, columns, rafters, usually in a brace bay. All right. And then the rest of the bays, plumb, square, right? Eave struts, right?
Yep.
Purlins, wall panels first. I'm like, oh man, right? Can't get the trim in, especially if they have an insulated roof. And they're like, well, we put the roof on first, obviously, before the walls.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's gonna be such
a tough one.
Yep. That's always a hard
look
one.
at it and you're like, oh my gosh, you got 6-inch compression insulation crammed into that eave strut. Oh,
yeah.
But yeah, good topic. We can actually make a whole episode about that. Part of the problem with that, because we have covered it, is the complexities of different building systems, right? Like if we're just talking about a 40x60, no overhangs or anything crazy, no inset bays, just standard building, it's, that's easy. But trying to cover every scenario, which I suppose we could do in an hour, or most scenarios.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, for sure.
Basic, like when you have a lean-to, or, where you should start there, start the roof and then you put on the wall in that area, different types of buildings that.
The way I try to explain it to people is, look, you start at the bottom and you just go around the, whatever shape you have, right? So wall panels, soffit panels, eave trims, right? If you have panels, right? Overhangs, soffit panels, eave trims, roof. Just the way it's detailed. Shows it in the details, but it doesn't actually show. Like, if you look at the details, you can kind of see it can only go together this way, right? Because everything's being lapped. But it does cause some confusion for sure, and it's not intuitive per se unless you erect metal buildings all the time.
Right. Well, I think that one of the big differences too is like when you're doing like a house construction, like, out of like lumber and stuff. Most of the time you are doing the roof first, then you come back and do the walls. And I think that that's kind of just everybody's natural bent of like, well, we got to get the roof on, then we do the walls. It's like, well, it's a metal building. It's totally different. Because that's kind of the same thing with windows, right? You have to have a frame. Well, not with metal buildings.
Not all the time. We do. We're only doing nail thin windows anymore.
Yeah, we got away from the
retrofit stuff.
Yeah, the retrofit, which is such a pain to me. I would much rather just put in a frame and trim it out and then, call it a day.
Man, I love those windows.
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah, man. It's like, hey, the building's done. Now I got to pop in the windows. It's like the last day.
Yeah, but you got to get the insulation and make it look all nice. And
it definitely does make the build quality easier to wind up with a nice looking interior and exterior with a nail thin window. Anyways, that's all we do now.
Yes.
Yep. And Lord Almighty, those things have gotten expensive. Well, depending on the type.
Once again, one of those changes that we made, that we heard feedback from customers, and you know what? It's not working. Okay, cool. Well, let's change it.
Well, it was. Well, hold on. Now, it was always working, right? Those windows are there for a reason, right? It used to be industry standard. There was not really any other available options, right? We even did that whole thing where, if you want a framed opening for it, this is the way to install the framed opening. If you need like interior finishes or to tie back non-compression insulation like a liner system. But I think yeah, you're right. Aaron, the nail thin window system is more user-friendly to everybody.
Well, and it gets a little convoluted when it comes to shipping too, right? When you tell the company that you don't need a nail fin, but the company sends a nail fin and they don't have a frame there. And that's kind of where it was like, let's just stick to nail fins and then we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. Or windows where customer said, no, we're just going to put it on the sheeting, and then they get a nail fin and it's this janky. Actually, it's not usually customers that do this. It's erectors,
right?
Not erectors. Yeah, we could, another thing that we could do on the show is share some of the photos, the crazy stuff that we get sent sometimes.
I mean, you have some photos shared back and forth.
I love that idea so much.
There was this video.
Just metal building fails.
Right.
Yes.
Wait, like that, like the one.
We could.
Go ahead.
We could have a special segment just called structural defect.
Well, it's usually not a structural defect. It's just like, why is my building leaking? Well, send us pictures. And oh, that's why. But Aaron and I had an email going back and forth, and I'm like, oh, I just noticed this, and he's like, yeah, let me dive into it. And he'd like email me like, I just noticed this too. Like, this is how can we help the customer resolve this? It was an erector that did it, and then like, a few minutes later, he's like, and then I found this, and then a few minutes later, he's like, oh my gosh, it gets so bad the more I look at it. Like, I have a he's like, man, tell the customers not to send high resolution photos when an erector does a lousy job, because we're zooming in. It's like, it wasn't that bad. And his building actually turned out really nice. So I spoke to his erector and was like, hey man, here's how you got to, here's what you got to do. We sent him, I think I just, shipped him a handful of free panels and some trim. And a 2-hour long discussion on the phone. But he wasn't actually a metal building erector. He was more of a framer. So good for him. They got it done. And he did give the customer a giant deal too. So
that's always good when they take accountability and get it fixed.
Yeah. Well, usually it goes, Oh, well, that's the concrete guy's fault. The concrete guy's like, oh, that's the metal building company's fault, right? Metal
It usually always goes back to it's the metal building companies
Every
in
time.
the field.
Yes.
Right.
Every time.
Bolts are out of place. That's because their plans. We've never seen plans like this before. Like nobody can read that. Right. Give me a break. Right.
That one time that guy.
Why is it
pulled
trim
the-
oil can? It came out of the box like that.
Yeah, the 100-foot tape measure just yanking on it. No, it's this length.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's gonna you set me off. You're ruining my day now. And I'm gonna be thinking about that guy.
I was talking about it last night with my uncle.
Right. So for anybody that doesn't know how to properly use a long tape measure, right? Like a metal tape or a nylon tape. If you're measuring a long distance, there is a load that you're supposed to put on that tape so that you get a correct measurement, right? Like a nylon tape will stretch, right? And that load is 10 pounds, right? So you're supposed to just get, feel about 10 pounds, and that gives you a good measurement. And I was showing this guy, it wasn't even a big deal, but they had jacked that job up real bad. And actually it was anchor bolt issues.
Yep.
And so I'm like, hey, look, I'm noticing, over this 80 feet or what, it was longer than that. It might've been closer to 100. Like we're off an inch and a half here. And I think that's why you struggled here. And he came over and said, you're doing it wrong. You don't know how to measure anything, grabs my tape and pulls it. Like, I mean, right.
Yanks it where he
Yanks
bent it up.
Yeah. And pulls it so that it lines up, and he goes, it's correct. The hook on the other end of the tape measure is all bent out and stuff. And I was so mad. He did it in front of the customer too, which I was just like, and the customer was like, yeah, I noticed it. Don't worry. I get it. But okay. So this is 45 minutes now, right? So hopefully Justin's going to be able to edit this, make it a little bit shorter because we didn't really cover much for topics, but, so is that the plan, the proper erection sequence for our first episode?
Yeah,
I think it would be good.
That sounds good.
I think it sounds like a great plan. And honestly, we can always hybridize. We can always press two of them together.
Well, I feel like I have so much content about the proper erection sequence out there, but maybe we can reach out to Dimitri and see really what he was, looking for, what was lacking in those, because I think I go over it in like 3 or 4 videos. Maybe really what he wants is more of a step by step, like more of a document, right? Like, hey, step 1, check your anchor bolts before you start erecting. Step 2, columns, right, in these bays, where it's not like watching a long video while you're waiting for that information to come up. So speaking of watching,
we can always put a document out with the video, the next one.
Yeah. Or we could, when we edit it, we could do a graphic.
Yeah, easily.
That would be good.
That's one of the great things about the way we're doing this is that, that editing and post, we can add all that great stuff in and make it really actually, make it really valuable.
All right. Well, it is 11:15. We're 15 minutes past what we were talking about. I have all sorts of fires. I closed my email, so I don't know what's going on. I'm sure I have all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I got a few texts. I got to go take care of some stuff too.
And Jared is
Closed mine.
Jared is actually working on a spaceship of a building, like a giant carport that can only be supported in 4 corners, and it's like 70 feet long or something, or 70 feet wide, 70 feet long.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So I know he's anxious to get back to that, I bet.
What if we added that as like a segment? Like, what's a cool thing that we're working on as a company or individually right now?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
good.
Let's we'll see how it goes, and we can make other changes. But anyways, hey, I'm Eric Beavers. Thank you for watching the show. Obviously, we didn't discuss a whole lot, but we really wanted to just shake out our stuff. So we are going to post this video. But next week on Wednesday, we're going to attempt to go live at 10 a.m. Mountain Time or 9 a.m. California time, or noon if you live in New York. And if you want to be notified of that, obviously you have to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And if you have questions, please post them. We'll be monitoring that. If you have a question for us, you can email themetalbuildingshow@gwbuildings.com. Justin, should we put that link in the YouTube description? No.
Do we already have this? Do we already have it?
No, we're going to get, no, I'm just saying we're going to get spammed by the bots.
Yeah.
That's why we're not using my email. It's not that we don't want customers to have our
We
email
get so much junk.
or anything. It's, we don't want the bots to have those emails.
Yeah, we get attacked by
So
dumb bots.
Yep. So we'll put a description in the video on where the time that we talk where it says you can contact us at this email provided at, such and such time in the video, the metal building show at gwbuildingsplural.com, or leave a comment in the YouTube video, or go to our website and join our Discord channel. We'll put the Discord link in the email or in the YouTube video as well. Hopefully that doesn't get spammed by the bots. If it does, we'll have to remove that link and supply a new link, and then we won't be able to do it that way anymore. But I think we'll be okay. That's it. So like I said, okay, so now we got to do an outro.
Yep.
Don Felder taking a ride. All right. I'm Eric Beavers. Thanks for watching, Mr. Jared.
Oh, see you guys next time.
Yeah. Aaron, I'll see you guys next time.
Rock and roll, man.
Take care.
See ya.